Hello everyone, Denise here. Today I'm going to redo my video for the nose warmer. What we need is a worsted weight 4 yarn, a 4.0 mm or a C crochet hook, something to cut our ends, and something to weave in our ends. So let's get started. Today I'm going to use Paintbox Yarns yarn. And it is very soft and very nice. Today is the first day that I have used it. I will put a link in the description box so that you can check it out for yourself. Okay, the pattern is on my blog. I will also put that in the link. And we start out with a slip knot. So however you do your slip knot, go ahead and do that. This is how I do mine. I just pull up a loop and pull, and then that's adjustable. And then we are going to chain 4. And we are going to slip stitch into the first chain that we made. So we are going to go down here. And then we're going to chain 3. And we need to make 7 more double crochets into this ring. Because this chain 3 counts as a double crochet, we're going to have 8 total. So that'd be 2, 3, and I'm holding my yarn against the ring so that it can be pulled tight at the end. Excuse me, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more, 8. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's cinch this a bit. We'll do more at the end when we're done weaving in our ends and stuff. Okay, now we're going to slip stitch to the top of our first chain 3 here so we can start working in the round. Okay, so the pattern says to chain 3, and then we're going to double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3. Go down here, and then we're going to put 2 stitches in each stitch from the previous round. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch. And our first round we had was 8 stitches. So we're looking for 16 stitches at the end of our round 2. This is a new hook I bought. I forgot to mention that in the beginning. Annoo Crochet Designs has a small little shop. I'll put the link in the description as well. And she had this 4 mm hook. And I thought since I make a lot of these nose warmers that I would go ahead and buy a special hook for them. And it's very nice. It's very comfortable in my hands. And it came very fast in the mail as well. So, okay, let's see what we have. We have our chain 3 and then our first double crochet. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So now we're going to go on to round 3. And we need to slip stitch into the top of our chain 3. And round 3 we're going to do half double crochets. So we're going to chain 2 and then put a half double crochet in the next stitch. And then we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. And we're going to do that all the way around. And if we do it correctly, we will end up with 23 stitches at the end of our round. And if we end up with a little more or a little less, that's okay too. It's not a big scientific thing here with this nose warmer. It just needs to cover your nose and go around your ears. My other video was a little quiet, that's why I'm making this one. I'm hoping that I'm a little louder in this one. I'll put a link to that in the description box as well if you want to check out the other video. I'm sure I'm not doing everything exactly the same as I did in the first video, but I am following my pattern that's on my blog, and that is it's on my blog, and it's also in PDF format as well for you to download. Okay, so we're at the end of our round 3. Let's see what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, getting lost, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Hooray. Okay, now we're going to slip stitch to the top of our chain 2. And then I slip stitch 2 stitches over just to sort of shore up this side here so that it's a little more secure. Did that one wrong. Into the stitch. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay, so I make sure that I don't twist my chain and it's nice and flat from the beginning all the way to the end, and then I slip stitch into the same spot we started our chain 50. Right here, right down there. And now I take each stitch and I slip stitch in them until we get to the other side of the nose warmer so that we can do a separate chain 50 for that one. And these are designed to wrap around your ears, but you can also, if you don't want to wrap them around your ears, you can do long chains on each side and tie it in the back of your head. And that works just as well if you don't like things around your ears. Okay, so when I feel like I'm about halfway, I'll fold it in half and look at it and decide if that looks good enough, and I think it does, so then we need to chain 50. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Now, if you have a smaller person, say a 2 or 3-year-old that's not going to choke on this and you want to make them a gift, if this chain 50 is ridiculously big on them since they have a smaller head, just chain less. It's not a big deal. Or you could do the tie in the back of the head. But I do not recommend making this for anyone that would choke on it. That's a bad idea. I'm going to slip stitch to where we began. And then to finish off, I slip stitch all the way to the other side again, just so that this is uniform with the other side. And I also think that the slip stitching kind of reinforces the edge here. Kind of gives a little structure. It's not loose. So once I get to the first 2 slip stitches that I made, then I will cut my yarn. And I leave a pretty good tail. And I'll show you how I weave in the ends. I pull the yarn through. And I go into this first slip stitch, come up this one, go down into the first part of our chain 50, get this other piece out of the way. Okay, excuse me. So went down into that side. I'm going to come up in the other side of the chain 50. And then I'm going to go back down into it. And that gives it a more finished, structured look than it was before. I'll show you on the other side. I didn't show you on this side. But before I did that, this is what it looked like. Not a big deal. If you don't want to do this, this is totally up to you. But it's kind of a little bit stretched, and I don't know. I just think it's a little sad looking, so that's why I do this. So once I do this first side, then I will flip it over inside out, and I go into my half double crochet round and just kind of weave in through the back of those stitches. My fingers are inside of the nose warmer, and they feel if my needle has went too far, and I will feel that the needle is touching my skin, and then I'll end up with like this big bar, you know, big yarn bar across our work, and that's not good. So that's why I tuck my fingers in there, so that I can feel and make sure that I am not doing that. Okay, so we're at this side. I'm going to go up through one. Doesn't matter which one, because gotta go up through one and go down in the other. And go down in the other, just like that. Pull it snug, flip it over, and then weave in the rest of this end. Again, I'm going through the back of the stitches of the half double round. And then I always go back this way once I'm finishing up, so that my stitches kind of stay secure. And then I'll snip that off. And then the top part, pretty basic. You want to cinch that closed so that the nose isn't having a hole in the end of it. Because if we're looking for a warm nose, we don't want to have that hole showing. So to cinch it up, I just lightly tug on it, follow the stitches around. Again, my fingers up in there, and just in case the needle is coming through the other side, that I can feel it and correct myself if necessary. And I'll come back this way and catch a few stitches. I mean, it's just weaving in the ends. We've all done this a million times if we've done projects before. If not, it's just a matter of having your needle find its way through the back of the stitches so that it's not showing on the front of your work, and it won't come out so easily when someone wears your product. Okay, so there you have it. I hope I was a little louder this time around. Trying to improve on that. I'm taking everyone's advice. And we have our nifty nose warmer. And this is a great gift, or even a practical gift, for anyone that you know that has a nose. So that's my tutorial for the nose warmer. I will put a link for this adorable hook from Annoo Crochet in the description box. The Paintbox Yarns I really enjoyed. I found them on loveknitting.com, and it's very soft, a good solid worsted weight 4 yarn. It's not thin and it's not thick, and it is nice to work with. I liked it. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time.